Alright, so this is the Pixel 6 Pro. I had this for a little over a couple months now, and I gotta tell y'all, this is definitely Google's most excitingly born phone. Now, Latrell, what does that even mean? Y'all gonna go and find out. Check this out. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Latrell, and before I even forget, I want to say this real quick. Shout out to Team Pixel for actually sending me out this Pixel 6 Pro. They did give it to me for free, and they've been giving me Pixels for a little bit now, as you can see. But for those of y'all that know me, y'all know how I do. I don't alter my opinion because a company pays me or even give me a free phone. Like you can see with my Pixel 5 initial review, I didn't even recommend it. But now it's Pixel 6 Pro review time. So like I said, I had this thing for a little bit over a couple months now, so I had plenty of time to go ahead and review this thing. Again, I'm late. I was supposed to do this like a month ago, but then I just procrastinated. So is the Pixel 6 worth it? I don't know, we gotta find out. But first off, let me go and tell y'all this real quick. So I'm not really doing my new review style yet. I'm still doing like the structured review style. I'm trying to figure out how I should go about this whole new review style, even though it should be pretty natural. So yeah, just thought I'd let y'all know that real quick. All right, so let's talk about the Pixel 6 Pro. So if you want to see the specs on it, they're gonna be over here on the right side of the screen, so you can go ahead and read through that if you want. And if you actually want to go and buy the Pixel 6 Pro, it's gonna run you $900 for the 128 gig version. It's gonna run you $1,000 for the 256 gig version, and it's gonna run you $1,100 for the 512 gig version. Yeah, I know the Pixel's prices got up there with this new Pixel 6 Pro. It's up there with the mother flagship phone, so it got to be worth it like the other flagship phones. All right, so the first thing we're gonna go and talk about with this Pixel 6 Pro is obviously, like it's in the name, right? The camera. It's called a Pixel. So this Pixel 6 Pro camera threw me a lot of surprises this year. I wasn't even really expecting it. So I took a whole bunch of pictures and videos with this. I really just drained out that camera. So I want y'all to go and check these out and like get y'all feeling about this. So this is me recording on the Pixel 6 Pro in 4K 60. I'm at Lakefront right now, just zooming in on things right now, as you can see. And honestly, the video quality for me, it looks pretty good. I have no issues with it. Usually I'll go over by my colorful water fountain, but I think they turned it off because it got too cold. But it's a little windy out here. So let me know how, you know how this looks. So we got 1x zoom here, we got 2. Let's zoom in. 4, and then this is 7. So also, from what I know, there is no overheating issues with this. You can't zoom out further than 1x and 4K 60. Alright, so now we're doing 1080 at 30 on the Pixel 6 Pro because that's probably what most of you are going to be recording this. So that's 2 times zoom, 4 times zoom, and that's 7 times zoom, and that is 0.7 times. So we're now in wide angle. Again, let me know, how does this look to y'all? Now this is the Pixel 6 Pro in the daytime, right over here at the beach. You can see here, 7 times zoom, 4K 60. Yeah, let me know how this looks, y'all. Now this is the Pixel 6 Pro here at the Kenosha Sand Dunes. So as you can see here, this is like my first time here. This is dope. But as you can see here, we have 4K 60. Let me know how this looks here. You see the lake, the sand, all the trees in the background. So yeah, let me know how everything looks here to you. Also, let me know how the microphones is on this thing. And now this is me using the front camera in 4K, not 60 FPS, just 30. So now let me know, not only does it look good, but does it sound good? So zoom in a little bit. Oh, hold up. So we got we got 4 times zoom right there. Let me know how this looks. It's kind of dark out here. It's like midnight, it's like 12 in the morning. Literally there's nobody over here. All right, so yeah, that was the Pixel 6 Pro camera and video sample. So let me know how y'all feel about these in the comments below. So in my opinion, let's go and talk about this because it's interesting, man. So obviously Google really stepped up their game this year. Like we got the primary camera, we got the ultra wide, we got the telephoto, and then we got the laser autofocus camera. Like everything about this camera almost is pretty much just no issues. The pictures, just classic Google. The videos, it's just way better from last year. Like Google just really did their thing this year. But there's just like one glaring issue I got with this camera. Check this out. You can actually see these little dots on the street right here, right? That's actually lens flare from the light post that's on the street. So this is actually a common thing with the Pixel 6 Pro. This is especially a problem when I'm outside and you can see lens flare coming from like a street light or something like that, or maybe somebody's house or just whatever it is, wherever light's coming from, that's where you're gonna see lens flare. And honestly, that's probably my biggest problem with the Pixel 6 Pro because you don't really see that with any other phone except for iPhones, and like even with the older Pixels here, like the 5 and the 5A and the 4A and whatever, Google really never had that issue, but now with the 6 Pro they do. And I'm pretty sure this can be corrected with software because you've seen what happened with the iPhone. Like you just can't get around like that hardware issue right there. I mean, yeah, Google got their software thing and they make their pictures look a lot better and even have that whole magic eraser thing, which I'll show y'all here in a minute. But like I said, I don't really think you could cure that with software. That's more just a hardware thing. But like I said, besides that, Google really did their thing with the camera this year. Like you got great dynamic range, you got all this good stuff with the camera going on, and then with the video, you got some of the best video I've actually ever seen on a smartphone. Like it might even be better than the iPhones. So that's a big step up from when I was saying I couldn't really record on a Pixel before. Because they didn't really put that much effort into the camera hardware itself. They was just like depending on the software, and software can't fix video. So yeah, camera software on the Pixel 6 Pro is a go. Even the microphones on here is a lot better from the older Pixels because this wasn't really a YouTube camera with the Pixel 5 just because of the microphone. This would be my favorite smartphone camera if it didn't have that whole lens flare issue. Like I said, that's just really getting to me. Next up is the build quality and the design this year. So whoo, Google, y'all killed it, man. This Pixel 6 Pro is one of my favorite designs in the phone, and I'm not just saying that because it looked like the Nexus 6P, even though they got something to do with it, but it's just that they got the two-tone design, they got this like unique camera setup, they got the curved corners here on the screen. Like just overall, I'm really feeling how this Pixel 6 Pro looks. Now, I wouldn't have wished that they sent me black, but at the same time, I can't complain. I got it for free, and like I said, it still looked good to me. As for the build quality, this is probably Google's most premium phone. I mean, just look at this. You got glass here in the back, which obviously I know glass can break. Glass is kind of fragile, but at the same time, I would have preferred glass. And you also got metal around the phone, you got metal around the camera. Just overall, like this design and build quality just meshes together just like that. Like, ooh, man, this blends together like homemade tacos and ketchup on it. Yep, I just said that. That's how my family does it, and that's how you do it right. All right, y'all hear me over there on the internet? Nah, but for real, I don't really know how Google could have done it better this year. Besides the fact that this camera does raise over the actual glass, so it can't scratch if you don't put a case on it. But like I said, this is one of the best looking phones I've seen, and this is the most durable phone that Google ever put out. Next up is the software and the performance on here. So it's actually funny that I'm now in this category because you can see that there's literally a bug going on right here with the notification shade. It's not supposed to look like this right now, but it is. But besides that, I don't really know where to start with this because Google did a lot with the software this year, and it's also a Google phone, so you know what to expect. You're gonna get all the latest software updates on here, and it's not on December right now. It seems like all the Twitter's complaining about that. It's December 17th, and we're still on the November security patch for whatever reason. But at the same time, like I said, that's just like a one-time instance. The software on here, you got so many software features. Let me show you real quick. I was gonna show y'all Magic Eraser, but for whatever reason, if you look at this, let me hit on edit. It'll say that it's unable to edit, check your connection, but I'm literally connected to the Wi-Fi right now, so what are you talking about? But besides that, you got car crash detection out here. So if you were to ever get in a car crash, which pray to God you won't, then it'll actually go ahead and notify the police for you if you wanted to after it goes down the timer. But yeah, so that's just an example right there, but you also got other features like you got Hold for Me, which I'll show you that now. You also got this call feature right here where it'll actually give you wait times before you call customer service, which is actually pretty dope in my opinion. Like that's one of the best features on here. You got Hold for Me, so if they actually put you on hold and they don't got that callback option, you can actually have the phone hold on for you and then they'll notify you whenever they're ready for you. So as you can see, there says more info is needed from you because I put them on hold while I was actually on the automated system. So, and then you got a feature where the menu options will show up for you. So now it should be talking, but just wait for this in a second.
If you are calling about your recent pending ticket, press 1. Otherwise, press 2.
Right there, you already got a menu option. So if I press on that, it'll actually go ahead and bring me to my pending ticket that I got with Samsung already. Like there's just a lot of features on Pixel that you can't really get with any other phone. Like I wish it came with Galaxy, but it's only available on Pixel phones. And as for the software, you got no issues with this. You also got the 120Hz screen to make it feel faster and smoother, but you got that Tesla chip in there by Google, so that's Google's own chip. Now there's an asterisk with that. They still work with Qualcomm to make their own chip, but with their chip on here, I have no performance issues. Like, it's been running buttery smooth for me ever since I got it. Next up is the battery life. So okay, this has probably got to be some of the best battery life I've ever seen on a phone. Again, it's just like a lot of those best I've ever seen on the phone claims. It's just true because Google's just really killing it with this phone. And I was just talking about this with the Pixel 5, so this got some really great battery. And I gotta say, if it's one of these I got the better battery life, it's probably still the 5A, but this ain't slouching. It easily bring me throughout the whole day, and it actually give me probably about half the day the next day, so it probably give me about 1.5 days of battery life. Again, like I said with the 5A, I don't think there's been any other phone that could do that for me, like give me a battery life that's actually over a day. Now, when you first get a Pixel phone, you're gonna see that the battery life just really ain't all that. You're gonna be like, I ain't really feeling it, but the phone adapts to your usage, so that's when the battery life gets better, and then you'll see it. As for the charger speeds on here with this USB-C port, it's a little slower than I would want it to be. So it's definitely not slow, but it's slower than phones like with my Galaxy Z Fold 3 even. I feel like that could be faster. That's wired charging. With wireless charging, that's definitely not an issue. So for wireless charging, it's definitely pretty fast. With battery share, it's pretty much like every other phone. It's pretty slow. I think it's like 5 watts, and you shouldn't really expect fast charging speeds up on here. Next up is the speakers on here. So you're gonna want to put in your headphones for this one, or go ahead and play this out some good quality speakers and turn up the volume. We're about to go and do a sound test with Chucky B, so let's go and find a song real quick. Easily, this got the best quality speakers out of all these phones out here, especially with the bass. Next up is a fingerprint scanner out here. So honestly, even after the 2 months of me having this, the fingerprint scanner still really ain't all that. So you can see right here, it's performing pretty good, but usually it's slow. Sometimes it misses my fingerprints. I'm just not really feeling it on here like that. It's using an optical fingerprint scanner here, which ain't really the issue. I don't know what the issue is. I was hoping the software update would fix it, but you know, it didn't. So it's not terrible, but at the same time, it could be a lot better, especially for what this thing costs. Next up is the screen on the Pixel 6 Pro. So I'm not gonna say it's the best like every other category in this list, but it got a really nice looking screen. It's the best screen on the Pixel, because as you can see here, we got this big old nice screen. We got 120 Hz. We got the curved corners, which I'm really feeling. Like I said, Google just really did it this year, man. The feeling when you scroll on the screen is great. We have 120 Hz. It's a 1440p screen. We have the curved corners, just everything about it with the HDR. Overall, it's a good package. Like I said, it ain't beating screens like maybe even the S20 FE, for example, but it's a really good screen. Next up is the call quality and texting features on here. So obviously, as always, you have the RCS features on here, so you can see the type of receipts, you can see the read receipts, you can see all that on here. You can hit the thumbs up button on somebody's message. That's just all the features baked into the Google Messages app. But for the call quality and everything else, we have 5G on here, so we got millimeter wave and sub 6, which at least they say they have. I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the call quality overall is pretty good and clear. Like, the signal stays pretty consistent, especially like with the T-Mobile on here. It could be a little inconsistent, but on here is good. But now let's go and do a call test.
So this is me talking on the Pixel 6 Pro without Wi-Fi calling, with the phone up to my ears. So let me know how this sounds. This is me talking on the Pixel 6 Pro, and now I got it on speakers. So let me know how this sounds. Now this is me talking on the Pixel 6 Pro in front of a fan with music in the background. So I know this got to be struggle. Let me know how this sounds. Now this is me talking through the Pixel 6 Pro with it on speakerphone. So let me know how this sounds.
Now talking through the Pixel 6 Pro, but it's coming through the earpiece. So let me know how this sounds. And I should have mentioned that the volume's already all the way up on both of those, like the speakerphone and the earpiece. So I should mention, I heard an echo coming through when I was talking on the Pixel of myself, but I didn't hear an echo of myself when I was talking on my house phone. Now, let's go and talk about the things that I like and dislike about the Pixel 6 Pro. We're gonna go and start with the things that I don't like about this. The first thing I don't like, and this is with all Pixel phones because of the software, but we don't have facial recognition on here. If I go through security, you can see that there's no options of face unlock on here, and it don't have to be secure like I always say. I just want it there, but we don't get it on here. I thought Android was full of choices. So yeah, no face unlock on here. That's kind of trash. Next thing I don't like on here is the emojis. So okay, get over it. It's 2021. People care how their emojis look, and this ain't Snapchat ready. I'm just not feeling these. Third thing I don't like is, honestly, in a way, Android 12. So I feel like I like Android 11 better, but I'm starting to warm up to it more. But at the same time, like, Android 12 really ain't it for me. It looks a lot like One UI now, which is good, but at the same time, I feel like everything is just too big on here. It just don't feel right with this. But like I said, I'm just growing to it now. Fourth thing I don't like about this, if you don't got a case on it, this thing's gonna be real slippery. Like, besides the iPhone, this is probably the most slippery phone I've ever held. And I don't like that. I covered that in my unboxing, like how slippery this thing is, and it's still obviously slippery because of the glass, but I don't know, like maybe even with this, the glass ain't really slippery in my Z Fold 3. Now let's go and talk about some of the things I like about this. And the first thing I like about this is that we got wireless power share, or as it's called on here, is battery share. This is one of my favorite features in the phone because I like charging other phones sometimes, and especially with my Galaxy Buds or just other headphones, like maybe my Pixel Buds. It's just really dope to have on here. Next thing that I like is the size of the screen, and just like the width and everything about it, it's just really nice on the screen. I'm not talking about the quality or anything right now. I'm just talking about the physical size of the screen. Google really did it with this Pixel 6 Pro. Honestly, it's a real comfortable feel, and I ain't got no complaints about it. The next thing I like about this is the fact that we're getting 5 years of updates on here. So that's major updates and security updates. So honestly, 5 years, I think that's like iOS territory, ain't it? I don't think there's any other phone out there that's gonna give you 5 years of updates besides the iPhone. Just in the Android realm, I don't think there's 5 years of updates phones out there. And what I also like about this overall is the price of the Pixel 6 Pro. So $900, yeah, that's high, but for a flagship phone, you can't really find that anywhere these days. Now, Latrell, you say all this good stuff about this. This is the best in this category. This is the best in this category. So why are you saying it's the most excitingly boring phone? That's because most of these things we already seen with other phones, but we're just now seeing it on the Pixel. I feel like it got a lot of good features, especially with the software that you can't really find on any other phone, but at the same time, I just don't get that excitement from even like when I had the 5 or even the 5A. I feel like I was more excited about these than I am with the 6 Pro. And the crazy thing about the 5 is that it was just a phone so they could throw out there so they can get this 6 Pro ready, but I don't know. I'm not saying I like this better, but at the same time, I'm saying like this was more exciting when I first got this. Now, with all that said, do I recommend this thing? Yes, I still give this a Jennings stamp of approval, even though it's not the most exciting phone out there, especially for Google fans. They should really like this phone. This phone's just really good all around, and it got some issues with it, but that's every phone. So with the Pixel 6 Pro, yeah, I can give this my Jennings stamp of approval, so I do recommend it. But all right, y'all, let me go and get up out of here. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I gotta get to FedEx. I don't know if y'all saw my Google search history, but I gotta go. But let me know, are you gonna get the Pixel 6 Pro for yourself? And if you're not, are you gonna get it as a Christmas present for somebody if you're balling enough like that? Which, if you're gonna do that, you might as well get it to me, right? All right, y'all, thanks for watching. If you like this video, go and get this video a like. And if you really like it, go and subscribe. But go and follow me on my social media at Ecentech on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter is the most active. I just wish that there was really one thing that really stood out to me that was like, yo, you gotta buy this phone. You need to buy this. But Google's just getting started on this whole flagship thing. They're killing it in the marketing. So I gotta say, good job, Google, like for the efforts. Y'all really did y'all thing. That's why I gotta go and cut it so I can get to Petco and FedEx and all that. So all right, y'all, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one then. Peace out.